Hey everybody, I just want to give you an update and overview of my latest Freenas box. As you can see here, I've got a 5-port SATA hot swappable drive bay, which I found for $9 at a junk shop. I went ahead and put in a fan controller here that I've had for several years. I think I got it at one of the big box stores. Haven't had a real use for it. But I'm also using an older Antec case, probably from circa 2006, which is fine for my purposes. I just had to modify the tray here to accommodate it. I just had to flip up some of these metal bits here and slid it in, and then went ahead and screwed it down. Everything else is pretty simple here. I'm actually using a pretty much at this point ancient Pentium 4 3.4 gigahertz extreme with a 2 megabyte cache. I've got 4 gigs of DDR400 in dual channel mode. All 4 sticks are 1 gigabyte. System only reads it as, I think, 3.5, 3.6 gigabytes total, so I'm not sure if the ZFS file structure is actually going to be working very well. I got 120 millimeter fan in the front there. The variable speed, as you can see here. I think you can see here it slows down a little bit when I turn the knob. Let's see here what else I've got. Here's the back of the drive cage. You see, kind of kept the wiring as neat as possible. All I've done here, I've got a 4-port SATA card for most of the drives, and then I've got 2 more drives on the motherboard itself. I'm still considering whether or not opening up that IDE port, because I do have several 500 gig IDE drives. I'm not sure if I want to do that to the system just yet, but I think I'd probably be better off getting another 4-port SATA card. Video card's inconsequential, but it is a MX400, I believe it is, or MX4000 NVIDIA. It's the lowest thing I have in the shop, so I went ahead and just went with that. And I've got this is a 160 gig here, just because I had it and it works. Inside here, I've got 4 500 gig hard drives, and then a 320 gigabyte hard drive. All checked out perfectly fine, passed all the tests I could throw at it, and everything's up and running perfectly fine. The only thing I have an issue with is that these fans in the back here are pretty loud, but they are a necessity, and it's a server, and it's not meant to be anything other than that, so I really shouldn't complain. I have everything running off of this. It's an old, it's from a old Dell. It's the front panel socket from an old Dell that I hooked right up to the USB front panel pins, and I'm running an older cheesy little 2 gigabyte HP thumb drive. It seems to run fine. Freenas 8 used to use an old 1 gig, but for some reason I couldn't get Freenas 9.2 on that. So that's actually what I'm running here is Freenas 9.2, the current version. Other than that, the only thing I'm planning on doing is adding more drives, because surprisingly enough, when you do a ZFS, my entire system is only at 1.5 terabyte, and that's kind of pathetic. So I'm actually pricing some 2 to 4 terabyte hard drives, see how those all measure up, and see if I can afford it on my budget. I don't have a budget, but this entire machine here was picked from parts around my shop. And it works surprisingly fast. I'm not even upset about it being, 4 gigs of RAM when you should have 8 and all that other stuff. You know what? It's working fine. I can back up to it, my laptops, my computers, everything like that. Not really concerned about it. And it actually doesn't look too bad. I mean, the office is, from doing my work here, you can see that it's looking pretty shabby, but so far, everything's up and running. Thanks for watching.